You.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So you already have some idea about AI and ML and how we are going to utilize those tools, AI, ML driven tools for our teaching, learning, and research purpose. So today we are going to discuss that how to utilize the large language model. Although large language model is only a tiny part of the entire AI/ML landscape, but all on a sudden it became very popular the moment ChatGPT came in the public domain in November 2023. And then onwards, a popular misconception with internet also is also that internet is all about world wide web. Actually not. There is FTP, telnet, SSH, and many other service protocols are there. But world wide web become very popular for the last 25 to 30 years. Similar thing happened with AI/ML also. There are lots of things. Computer vision is there, then image generation and many other aspects of AI/ML. But all on a sudden, text generation became very popular because of the epoch-making model like GPT, BART, and the recent one is the DeepSeek. We will be targeting that one, that how LLM can be utilized effectively, efficiently in our teaching, learning, research process, because you all have experienced through ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or Gemini that they hallucinate a lot. They give different kind of generic text out of your deep level questions, and sometimes that is out of context also. Say for example, there is always a cut-off date that your LLM is trained up to 31st December 2025. Then the knowledge human society generated after 1st January, 2nd January of 2025, 26, that will not be included in the data set for obvious reason. So these are the two big problem associated with LLM. One is that out of context because of the training date setup, and second is that hallucination. I will be coming what is the reason for hallucination and many other things. But before that, those who are new and beginners in AI/ML, that don't think that AI/ML is a new thing, that it entered in 2023 with the introduction of ChatGPT. It's not actually. This kind of phenomenon in science we called bamboo sapling effect. That means a particular seed was there long back, and it took time to grow. Then all on a sudden, like bamboo sapling can grow up to 90 feet within 5 6 weeks, and it take almost 5 to 6 years to get out of the soil. So that kind of effect is called bamboo sapling effect, and very common in science. That you take the case of internet. Internet was there right from 1969, but introduced in the public domain, suddenly became popular. Nowadays, you can't imagine your life without internet. From 1995 only, so that is only around 30 years long. But more than 60 years before that, internet was there, mainly popular amongst scientists, engineers, faculty, researchers. Same thing happened with this AI/ML. And if you want to contextualize AI/ML, that why this technology is so important for us, almost if you are habituated, equipped with AI/ML tools, and those who are not equipped with AI/ML tools, there will be a digital divide in future. And you see how the human society is progressing over the last 2 million years. So we started with Homo habilis almost 2 million year. Homo sapiens, we took another 1 million year. Then tribal age, agricultural age. These are not very long past, only 7,000 years ago. And scientific age, the age of reasoning, the age of science started only 400, around 400 years back. Within 200 years, we reached to industrial age. Took another, 100 years to reach to information age, when computers started dominating all of our activities, right from 1950 with the introduction of low-cost personal computer through IBM. Then nowadays we are passing through this symbiotic age, man-machine symbiosis. Not a single moment in our life we can't imagine without the help of a machine. Right from our morning, to night, every second, every minute, we are depending on machines. For example, I always share these funny things with my scholars and students that recently one survey conducted by an eminent internet survey company, Pew Internet Research, and they asked a very simple question to almost 50 lakhs, more than 50 lakhs of people all over the world, that how many times you open up your mobile phone in a day. The average it took, that after calculation, we know that it is almost 80 times a year. But that's not a surprising thing that an average global citizen opening up his or her phone 80 times a day, that is not surprising. Surprising is the result of the next question. So, what is the purpose for opening a particular phone? So, a surprising result came from that particular survey. It tells us that half of that 80, 80 times you are opening your phone, and half of the time you simply do not know why you are opening your phone. It almost become a mechanical habit with all of us, that without our any valid reason, any valid purpose, we still open our phone. What is our expectation? Nobody knows. So this kind of mental dependency is actually visible in this particular age, and it will continue up to 2050. And then will come autonomy age, complete autonomy age, because you can ask that there are a lot of automation in the society: industrial automation, bank automation, process automation. Half of our office jobs are presently automated. So why you are talking about complete automation? Because my dear friend, nowadays every automation, take the example of your bank automation. It's basically a semi-automated process. Every time it requires human intervention. You need to give the PIN number. You need to put through the account number, or UPI ID, and many other things. So this is completely, not complete automation. It's always, demands the participation of the end user, that is human being. So that's why we call it semi-automated process until recently. But in 2050, the entire thing will be completely automated. You just need to predefine your profile, and then it can automate the complete task of payment, then library system, then many other things, and almost everything will be integrated. Nowadays in societies we are living in silos, so one system has no connection to the other system. For example, you take the case from academic scenario. Most of the cases we are following e-learning, but libraries and e-learnings are not integrated with each other. Library collection is not restricted in e-learning module. As a teacher, I cannot select these are the few books I request my students to go through. So that kind of integration is not there. These are all silos, separate systems operating. In future, from 2050, every software system will be talking to every other system. So it will be a completely integrated automated system in the society. Then if you search by this particular term, tech singularity 2060, from 2060 onward, no experts in a mood to predict what will be the future, because experts, the AIML experts are actually predicting that until 2050-55, the human society won't be able to produce a machine which is smarter than a human being. We always dominate, we program them, we cultivate them, we improve them. So we are in the driving seat. Up to 2055, this trend will continue. But 2060 onwards, human society will be produce a machine, or will be able to produce a machine which are, or which is, or which are smarter than a human being. And then onwards, history of mankind, what will be the future, nobody knows actually. So a lot of research works are going on this particular phrase or particular concept, that is take singularity. Just like in physics, we know that is there is a singular moment, then the big bang theory came, the entire universe created, and still universe is expanding. So similar kind of thing will happen in the tech world, and that is actually called tech singularity. Anyway, am I still connected? Okay. Fine. So before entering our target domain today, with this very very brief introduction of AI/ML, I assume you already know different kind of definitions: artificial intelligence, then machine learning, different sorts of machine learning. Already, Professor Malay Chakraborty, I think, covered it. Supervised learning, unsupervised learning. So I'm not going into that details. Let us start with a lighter note. So up to 2019, we all know that AD and BC, Anna Domini, from the time of our God, and BC before Christ. Then all on a sudden in 2021, BC now abbreviation changed, because life before COVID and after COVID was not the same. And again in 2023, with the introduction of ChatGPT, another great thing happened. And like before ChatGPT, our way of thinking about education, research, teaching, learning is not quite the same in the post ChatGPT era. So that's why this in 2023 VC again changed its abbreviated form, that is before ChatGPT. So it's a complete joke. Don't take it seriously. But let us start with this lighter note. Then comes the question that why this large language model? Because when you are talking about GPT, BART, like Gemini or DeepSeek, these are all large language model. Large language model belongs to the family of transformer model. I'll be coming to that hierarchy. I'll be showing you. But before that, this present AI/ML as a whole, you can say that in the year 1998, another great technological leap forward happened with the invention of machine learning technology by Geoffrey Hinton. And Geoffrey Hinton last year he won Nobel Prize, as you all know, in the category of physics, of course, but mainly for his contribution to this machine learning technology, deep learning technology, neural network technology. So, present era of AI/ML is basically a sea change if you compare with the era of AI/ML as proposed by Alan Turing, then as advanced by McCarthy in the MIT lab, development of Prolog, Lisps, and many more. So that point of time up to 90s, it was knowledge-driven AI system. There is a knowledge base, rule base, inference engine, and the front end. And nowadays, after machine learning, what Geoffrey Hinton actually contributed, that he demonstrated that if you throw enough amount of data, unstructured data, structured data, or a mixture of structured and unstructured data to the machine. Machine can learn pattern from that huge amount of data and came up with different kind of solution. So through supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or recently happening the reinforced learning through human feedback, RLHF. So all of these technologies are improving day by day, but the basic proposition is that if you throw enough amount of data, a machine learning algorithm can predict the pattern, the inherent pattern inside the data, and come up with different kind of questions and answers, categorization, classification, grouping, and so on. So this is basically the model structure. At the core, you need to provide a knowledge structure like ontology. It can be a word net, it can be a classification system, it can be a thesaurus, it can be a big dictionary, anything. You convert that into an ontology, which will define concept, which will represent different concept through names and the scope, definition, etc. So that is called ontology. Then you throw enough amount of data, both structured data with labels like author is equal to XYZ, title is equal to ABC, and so on, or unstructured data. You tell nothing. You only give name, title, and subject of the book without any label. So some are pre-level data, some are unlabeled data. So pre-level data is called supervised learning, unlabeled data is called unsupervised learning. So a mixture of both you can throw. Now machine learning technology can predict the pattern, and they can provide you natural language based query interface. You ask a question, and it can achieve up to 85% accuracy. That was the basically the success of machine learning in the decade of 90s, and that completely changed our way of thinking of using AI ML technology for our day-to-day life. People started talking about AGI, artificial general intelligence, where a machine learning algorithm will work like an intelligent human being for in the multi-purpose domain. Because as a human being, you apply your intelligence in multi-purpose way, in your classroom, in your what to say, casual conversation with your students, when you are discussing something amongst your colleague, and different other social life scenario, we apply intelligence differently. Similarly, a machine will not be narrow anymore, so this machine learning algorithm is made for this one. No, that narrow AI will be converted into broad AI, and that broad AI is called AGI, artificial general intelligence. All are depending on this machine learning technology. This definition is a classic one, that simulation of human intelligence in a machine, particularly computer, is called AI. And AI, if you take into consideration the entire landscape, in this was actually I was talking. So we are targeting a very very tiny dot here when you are talking about large language model, deep learning, and so on. These are that belongs to the family of transformer model. It actually comes under deep learning. Deep learning is a tiny subset of neural network. Neural network is a part of the machine learning process, and machine learning process is again a part of, maybe the most important part, but still a part of artificial intelligence. So this is basically the hierarchy. And machine learning, as I told you, through enough amount of data, it will analyze it and it will come up with a analytical model or a pattern. So with this introduction of machine learning, as we are moving towards LLM, how to utilize that through different kind of tools in a controlled manner, not haphazardly, like whatever your chat GPT is saying that is true, and how many times you are getting problem in going through that way. So that is our concern mainly, how to utilize it in a controlled manner. So here you see that knowingly or unknowingly we are all using AI ML every moment in our life. When you are typing something in your mobile keypad, so this is generation one, you can say, in large language model. You are typing a few character and it can predict the complete word. So from character or letter to word, that is the generation one. Then generation two is basically you are writing a paragraph and it can produce a line. So in case of Gmail, it is associated with the BART model. So the moment I am writing this first two line, it can generate the third line. I can take it, or I may not take it. If I press a tab, that particular line will be coming. So that technology nowadays also integrated with different word processing software. You do not have to type the complete line. You type a few words, it can predict the entire line. So these are all generation one and generation two. The generation three, that basically what you were talking about, this chat GPT from November 2023, suddenly it became very popular because it adapted generation three technology, where you put a line in the form of a question, in the form of an instruction, and it can generate a paragraph. So that is basically the difference between generation one, two, and three. And other works what normally your email service provider is doing very silently, we simply do not know that it's an AIML. That is the categorization of our email. So the moment I enter inside my email ID, so there are lots of tab: primary, promotion, social, then here also spam, trash, and many other things. So some we create like draft and trash, but the spam folder, what email will go to the spam folder, that is determined by an AIML technology. 2 years back, you can remember, all of you are using your email extensively, so you can remember 2 years back how many times right mail, appropriate mail, important mails landed into our spam folder. And nowadays, you situation, you just compare what was happening 2 years back and what is happening now. Really, a good, an important mail or appropriate mail actually going to the spam folder. So the machine learning technology is actually learning by itself day to day through your behavior. That okay, I placed that particular mail wrongly in the spam folder. You, the moment you convert or transfer that from spam folder to your primary tab, it automatically understood that okay, that's a mistake I committed, so next time I will not commit this particular mistake. So nowadays, you see how it's nothing but a kind of categorization. They go through the content and categorize whether it's a promotion mail or something like that. So it's a huge big algorithm, but still it's a categorization. And this is we are enjoying every day, and it is making our life very easy to handle mails. So this kind of not only text generation, this kind of categorization, classification, grouping, doing extensively every day by different kind of AI/ML technologies silently. We simply never notice that an AI/ML is working behind our mail system. Now, this large language model became popular because there was a big, corporate battle related to this particular domain. OpenAI was there, Google was there, then many other companies like Hugging Face and many other companies. But OpenAI actually won the race by introducing this GPT model. And if you think that GPT-3 model that introduced in November 2023, it's a dinosaur in compare with the previous models. So GPT-2 was based on only 1.5 billion parameters. Parameters are basically data recipes. It's not the amount of data it is getting trained with. That is different kind of permutation and combination of collected data points. So it actually increases. That is actually the recipe, because everybody can get the same amount of tea, sugar, milk, but all of us cannot, make our tea as good as some others. So that is basically the recipe kind of thing, the ratio what people are using. So that ratio indicates this number of parameters. So GPT-3 is actually based on 175 billion parameters, and because of it, what GPT-2 could not, actually imagine that even. So that is now possible through GPT-3 model with this huge amount of or billions of parameters. That is creative writing. You can ask that this is basically the topic, or these are the first two lines, you complete this poetry, this is a particular plot, you complete the short story. So that kind of imagination and creativity now introduced through this huge amount of parameters and data points. And that's the difference between GPT-2 and GPT-3. In compare with many other striking difference, this is basically the most striking difference. Now, if you go through this race again, even if you take the case of GPT models by OpenAI, so here you see two, three things are changing very quickly. GPT-1, this was the parameter, then 1.5 billion, 175 billion. Then GPT 3.5 dealt with same 175 billion parameter. But GPT-4 or mini, what you are utilizing free of cost in OpenAI, so that actually trained in that on the top of 1 trillion parameters, huge. And there is a rumor that GPT-5 is coming with 600 trillion parameters. Can you believe it? 600 trillion parameters. And what can it do? You simply do not know. And second one thing is that RLHF, reinforced learning through human feedback. It's sounding very technical, but it's a very simple thing we often use in classroom. Say, for example, we are asking 10 questions to the class, and on an average, 7 and 8 are correct. Three questions, everybody went wrong. So, what we do as a teacher? we said that most of you people could not answer these three, and this is the right answer, and this is the reason why it is right answer. So that means your students are learning through your feedback. Similarly, when you are asking a few set of questions, say 10 set of questions, and your model is actually answering 8 correct, 2 wrong, then you are again sending this, these 2 are wrong because of this reason. So it is learning. It will not commit the same mistake again. So that reinforcement or reinforced learning through human feedback is becoming very, very important nowadays, and a lot of automation process and other programmings are going on presently on the top of this RLHM. So this is a race of data parameters. Now, one very promising young scientist raised a question, a valid question, that this is a madness. When we want to go to moon, do we create a ladder and every year we increase that ladder 100 feet more to achieve or to go to the moon? We don't do that. We try to develop a new kind of technology which can override or overtake the escape velocity. So you need a rocket engineering which can, by speed, it can override the escape velocity. We do not build ladder. So this way of improving your existing AI model is a wrong one, because the moment you are using huge amount of trillions of and trillions of parameters, so that's very, very environmentally costly. The planetary cost of that kind of experiment is huge. For example, if you are asking 3 questions to chat GPT and it is giving you answer, that means you are wasting 1 liter of water, and 20 rupees 22 is the cost per question. Let us forget this monetary cost. You just calculate the planetary cost of AI in this way. So recently, one report came that this GPT-4, the carbon footprint associated with this particular project is huge. This is equivalent to 54 times a person going to Mars from Earth through rocket. That kind of carbon footprint associated with this GPT-4 model. So, is it viable? And there is a beautiful book written by mm, that is I forget the name of that author, but the title is The Planetary Cost of Modern AI. It's available in internet as an open access book, and all of you can read that. That gives a new kind of direction related to AI. But anyway, that's the future. That whether AI will change its mode of technology again or not. But presently, with this GPT model or large language model, we can do enormous amount of work. You name it, we have it. You give a description, it can generate an image. You give image, it can generate description out of it. Different kind of every day you are seeing in social media that how many different kinds of small AI programs are coming. It can do literature review. Definitely, you went through different kind of tools in the morning session, 2 classes of Dr. Marjit. So you have already have an idea what these tools and models can do for us. And what I would like to show you, the impression I got out of this, I actually asked an unknown kind of situation to the AI, this AIML. The model is, we call it DALI. Again, came from OpenAI. It's basically creating images or videos, and then I tried with DeepSeek also. So this is the thing I prepared from DeepSeek, and I actually asked DeepSeek that can you create a 1 minute video, very brief video about the future of public transport. You are getting my point. I just asked that prepare a future video. I don't have actually I have not given any clue or any data. Just ask a question that imagine a situation related to the future of public transport and create a video out of it. And you see the performance. So this is the performance. So this is the video produced. It's almost 50 seconds video, not much. Don't forget it's a deep seek. So people are from China always. But you see the minute details here. So what do you think? Impressive. What is your opinion? Still connected. Yeah. What's your opinion? Is it impressive? Not impressive. People are silent. Am I still connected with you?
That's quite funny.
Quite funny and quite minute details are there. But you see, this is really impressive from a large language model, but handle with care. What I am telling right from the beginning. Here I have given another scenario that draw a picture where Mother Teresa is fighting against poverty, and this is the result. So at one point of time, your large language model is brilliant to the infinity, and the next moment it is producing lot of mistakes. Why this thing happened? Because my dear friend, take a note of it that your large language model is not an expert system. The moment I used that Mother Teresa fighting against poverty, it took the term fighting literally. It knows who is Mother Teresa, but created the picture wrongly. And another point of note is that this large language algorithm models algorithm can be biased. Who said this particular model that you equate poverty with African children's? Who given permission large language model to utilize the picture of children's that completely against the ethics? Responsible AI, what we call, that completely goes against it. So it is, objectionally, it is using a picture of, children, as well as, it's a completely biased in equating poverty with Africa. So these are the points you need to note as a teacher, because you have an additional responsibility. All of you are basically coming from teaching positions, so we have an additional responsibility to teach our student. This we cannot use any kind of that mm, hide and seek game kind of thing. You don't use AI. I am not telling that this kind of tools are available. You introduce your student, learn fast by yourself. Introduce your student that these are the tools available that can reduce your labor, energy, and you can deploy that energy and labor more productively. But at the same time, you also teach them that these are the problems associated with the large language model. You cannot believe them blindly. Each and every data point needs to be checked, and there are different kind of checkpoints available. For example, I'm coming to this later on. For example, another checkpoint, let me show you. All of this I will be coming. Say here, uh, I have given, you can try by yourself. I have just given this particular question to a large language model. That is it true that the launch of Chandrayaan 3 was delayed by 4 minutes? So most of the cases, your large language model like ChatGPT, Gemini will take the bad clue, and then it will try to make up the questions. Okay, yes, there was a delay of 4 minutes, that kind of thing. But when I am using this LLM in a controlled environment, that okay, you just utilize this particular. I'm giving this particular question. Then I have also given data related to Chandrayaan 3. I'm telling my system that you this particular question vector will be matched with the document vector, and you as a LLM use only these 5 top documents to answer your questions. So you can try this test to any LLM available. Every LLM will take the bad clue that there was a delay of 4 minutes, because I have given here a half truth. There was a delay, but delay was for 4 seconds, not 4 minutes. So what it will do, it will catch up your this point, and it will expand it through different kind of makeup answer, hallucination. But when I am using it in a controlled manner, I throw the related and relevant document first. Then I tell that you answer me in natural language with source, but utilize this document to answer your question. Then it will retrieve the top 5 relevant document first, and it will be coming up with your answer.
যে ডকুমেন্ট ক্যামেরা, এই জিনিস তো আমাদের এখতিয়ারের বাইরে, এটা কি করবো? ক্যামেরা সারা ভর্তি করে
Can I mute?
যেটা দাগ আছে সেটা প্রিন্টারটা কি করতে হবে? এটা নতুন।
Okay, so what I was talking about, that here when I am utilizing it in a controlled manner, that I have thrown a set of document first, different kind of documents related to Chandrayaan 3. Then my LLM, the same LLM I am using, can answer me rightly that there was a delay, but delay was for 4 seconds, not 4 minutes. Otherwise, no other LLM can do that in its from its inner core when answering from its inner core. So this particular technology is called retrieval augmented generation, a kind of controlled use of large language model. Uh, I will be coming to this later on. But before that, one question always come to your mind, that why this happens with large language model? Why large language model don't say that I don't know? Because my dear friend, as I said you that, just a minute. Hello. Yes. Could you please call me after 4? I'm in class. Okay. So what I was saying, that this LLM are mostly trained to predict the next word, not the your answer. We are utilizing LLM, the byproducts of LLM for as an expert system, which is completely wrong. The way of utilization is wrong for us. So, for example, if I ask you that can you fill up the gap? In the morning, boys are going to, then there is a blank. So most of the cases you see, 2 3 words will be coming to your mind, either gym or school or somewhere else. Cinema, movie won't be coming to your mind, because throughout our educational system we always read that kind of sentences, that in the morning boys are going to school, in the morning boys are going to gymnasium, and so on. So similarly, when you are giving lot of textual data to large language model, they are able to determine the statistical significant and context based arrangement of words. And that's why the famous slogan is there, a word is known by the company it keeps. Normally we use a person is known by the company he or she keeps, but in case of large language model, it is a word is known by the company it keeps. So what are the nearest words associated with that particular word in the large text corpora? So that's why it can predict. The moment I can say vehicle, so it can vehicle associate vehicle with speed, high speed, driving, road, today, and so on. And in this way, it can pick up the most relevant associated words, and it knows perfectly well how to write a flawless natural language flow like English language by following the syntactical and semantic rules of that particular language. That's all. And it's not a knowledge producing system. So we utilize that particular credibility and capability of the large language model to associate related words together and to finish and complete the natural language sentences, natural language based sentences as a knowledge system. What it is not actually. So there lies the problem. And most of the cases in large language model, when you throw large text corpus, it actually create tokens out of that text corpus. What is a token? A token is a single word in lowercase stripping after stripping down the different kind of punctuation and white spaces. And it can, this is actually called vector based arrangement of words. So it can create multi-dimensional vectors of that text corpus. So for example, it will always align girl with women, princess with queen, boy with man, prince with king. So if you go by gender wise, if you go by age wise, if you go by the royalty wise, yeah, it's a very brief small example of 6 7 words or 8 words actually. But in reality, when you go through huge number of text, what happens, this kind of situation happen. So for example, all of my Chandrayaan 3 model, Chandrayaan 3 project related documents, when I vectorize in this way through large language model, this each of these dots are basically a documents and vectors. So each document has its x coordinate value and y coordinate value. Then when I put forward a particular question like this question will also be converted into a vector. Then this query vector and question vector will be processed, and it will identify that which are the document vectors closely related with the query vector, and then finally it will retrieve. And this is, if I click any of this dot, you see every document is x coordinate, y coordinate, say that against this particular question, these 5 documents are most relevant. Then these relevant documents will be thrown to the large language model, and large language model will be coming up with the questions alongside the references. This particular part is actually missing in large language model. So with this, lacuna of the large language model and other things, let us now explore that how, effectively and productively we can utilize this large language model. First of all, I am trying to show you a situation where is where search is associated. For example, you search your different databases like Google, Google Scholar, Scopus, Web of Science, and many other things. Mostly those are keyword based search technology. You combine X and Y, not Z, within range from this year to that year, author is equal to such and so on. So it's a kind of artificial language, and it requires a kind of search literacy. For example, you all are using Google as a search engine. Say I am searching here, say arsenic pollution. You see here what I do mean. So for this kind of searching, I don't need any kind of literacy. But the problem of this kind of searching is that huge retrieval. Here you see arsenic pollution is not a very common term. Still there are 2 crore 5 lakhs of documents. Now, is it possible for me to go through these 2 crore 5 lakhs of document, or 20 crores 50 lakh? What it is? Okay, so it's basically 2 crores 5 lakhs of document, and it is not quite possible for me to go through this 2 crores plus document to get my relevant document. So what we normally do, we go up to maximum 3 sets. Each set contains 20 documents, so our search is always limited to 50 to 60 documents. And we simply do not know whether my most relevant documents, most important documents are lying in the set number 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. We simply don't know. And we depend on luck until and unless you don't know how to search. So here you see, this is the problem of keyword based searching. You need to have search literacy. Say I want to search arsenic pollution as a phrase in the title of the document, and I need all document must be available in PDF because academic documents available in PDF, and I want to restrict my search from India. So the moment I search in this fashion, you see there is only two documents. So where arsenic pollution appeared in the title of the document, the file type is PDF, and originated from .in domain. That's India. The moment I reduce this .in domain, 2 is really low. So now I am getting about 8 result. So until and unless you do not know how to search properly, how to use different kind of special keywords in a large scale textual search engine like Google or Google Scholar, what is the use of inverted code, what is page searching, what is special keyword searching, how boolean, because the moment I give a space it converted into a boolean AND operator. So my point is that novice search will create or generate lot of document that we call high recall. You search for anything, crores and crores of documents are available, and mostly you simply do not know whether you are getting the most relevant document out of it or not. Simple. And on the other hand, you can harness this kind of tool by knowing the different kind of advanced level search, what I demonstrated before you. I utilized here three operators actually, uh, or rather four operators. So first I use the phrase operator. So that means that I am utilizing here, you see that arsenic pollution as a phrase. So you retrieve only those documents where arsenic and pollution came side by side as a bound term and mathematically speaking separated by one space. Then you search this phrase in the title of the document, all in title, because you have multiple keywords, that is a special keyword. And then I want everything in PDF format, and I want everything from India domain. So the moment I make this query right, so there are 8 result out of it. So you see, this is coming from .in, available in PDF format, and arsenic pollution appeared as a phrase in the title. And you can apply this same technology in Google Scholar also. Okay, so another here it is 5 result. So we are habituated with this kind of tools and technology. Take any database of the world, they are based on different kind of search operator, boolean, relational, positional, and keyword based searching. But this situation is changing because of this large language model. Nowadays, I will show you side by side 3 generations of semantic search engine based on this large language model. First one, the simple semantic scholar developed by the Allen Institute of Technology. What is the beauty here of this semantic scholar? So I am searching the same arsenic pollution as a phrase here. Still, it is a keyword based searching, but you see how slowly artificial intelligence and large language model are fused inside search technology. So this is the first generation semantic scholar. You can still search by keyword, by phrase, by name of the author, but additionally, what your Google Scholar or Google Generic cannot do, it can create a TLDR. TLDR has a funny name, too long, did not read. So that means I don't want to read the entire paper or abstract, rather a machine learning algorithm based on this large language model. They are using GPT, of course, GPT-3. So GPT 3.5 actually. So they will read this particular paper and will create a one informative sentence so that I can get an idea whether I will go for the full text of the paper or not. That's simple. So this is generation one. And Semantic Scholar gathered almost 230 million research paper, completely open access. Everything is free here, downloading and everything. You can apply a lot of filters, but still it is not AI. Only one part is AI, that it can generate TLDR. And another part is also AI, that I should mention, that the moment I go to this particular paper, it can also generate how many references included in that particular paper. And if a paper got citation, how many citation it generated, all you will be getting. But the papers which are related with each other but not included in this citation reference network, still it can relate through semantic matching. That is another application of AI technology. Semantically, it can tell, okay, this you think one of the core paper of your, so these two, three, four, five papers are related. So any of this paper you can see, TLDR will be coming here. You can click it, this paper. This paper will now be the focal paper, and it will show you that how many citations this paper received, how many references this paper included, and apart from this 13 plus 26, which are the papers semantically related with this paper. So in this way, you can move. You just select two, three, four papers in your domain, in your research area, and you can utilize these AI features of Semantic Scholar Generation 1 to get it. Now, this is very easy to use, and you all know, many of you actually know this TLDR and related paper. So all of this related paper TLDR will come, you read only this one line of informative abstract, and you can select whether you want to see this particular paper in full text or not. That's a beautiful service provided, completely free of cost, completely open access. But on the top of this, you see here the real application or completely LLM driven search engine is coming from this Allen Institute of AI. In fact, Allen Institute is developed or formed by Paul Allen. Paul Allen was the co-founder of Microsoft. Bill Gates is not yet retired, but Paul Allen strictly retired at the age of 60, and he has donated most of his earning to this Allen Institute of AI, and happily enjoying his superannuated days in Greenland. So he again envisioned another model, which is the second generation of AI, I can say that out of this raw semantic scholar, which utilized TLDR and related paper, they developed a completely LLM driven paper finder based on semantic scholar. So here you see, I still cannot make a query in natural language because it's a keyword based technology. But this technology I can utilize uh, just like a semantic search engine. So for example, I can ask a question that simply uh, list me a set of core papers, or rather core journal papers. You see, I am not using here any keywords, just natural language on a given domain, say foreign direct investment, where India is in the focus as a country. Now you see, uh, if I want to describe this particular search engine in keyword, what I need to say? Say I need to say foreign direct investment as a phrase, then and India. Then I cannot, emphasize that give entire focus on India. Okay, so This is the final question I'm asking. List me a set of core journal papers on foreign direct investment. You replace your phrase with this foreign direct investment, where India is in the focus as a country. So my point is very clear that you identify and list me a set of core papers on FDI. I have not given any synonyms that FDI or foreign direct investment, something like that, where India is the focus. Now you see, it can understand this natural language query, and it is processing this my request. It's a beautiful service based on the core part of the semantic scholar. And when it will finish the entire searching, so it says already that foreign direct investment is the abbreviated form is FDI. India as a host country, so it is actually thinking that what different steps related with this task, and then it is searching. So this is, my dear friend, is a controlled use of LLM. What I have shown you that I have collected 300 documents of Chandrayaan 3 and trained a very small local in-house model. But what they are doing, they have taken from this semantic scholar 250 million of research paper, fully open access, full text, trained the model, the GPT model, and creating this kind of beautiful service. So now you have two chances that all of these papers are logically arranged by the number of times they got cited. Then I can select this paper either selectively, say first two, three, I want to select. So then I can export my selected citation, or what I can do, I can export all citations. So the moment I export all of this citation, luckily it provides also BIP text format. Suppose I am saving this BIP text format in your folder. Say papers.bib. Now on the top of this, you can also refine your questions and you can put forward any follow-up questions. And then what I can do, I can start my Jotero. You all know, or many of you are using Jotero, maybe Jotero 7 in Windows and Linux both, it is available. So you need to install Jotero as a reference management software. And then you see I'm creating a collection, new collection like say CIRM, and this is completely blank. I saved your record here. This is papers.bib. Select all, Control C, come to your Zotero and say copy from clipboard or import from clipboard. So all of these 75 references will be coming here. And this my Jotero is also powered with linter. I will be sharing with all of you, those who are using Jotero or those who are not using Jotero, please install it. So many of the advanced level plugin I can tell you that will save your life simply. So linter, what it is going through, it is actually going through all of my 75 references I collected, whether there is any kind of irregular capitalization, or I want to convert the entire references in sentence case as per the rule of APA, and every task it is actually taking care of, and that is done. So the moment I am getting it, so each of these references are actually in the title. You can see all are in actually as per APA format, because normally title either all caps or every word is capitalized. So there are a lot of irregularities if you take the directly title from the references or paper. So linter can help me there to mechanically correct all of my references so that I can flawlessly cite this in my paper or chapter. Okay. So after searching, we already know this searching tools and how we can get our retrieve document selectively or a full set to our Jotero. Now, if I go back to here again, Uh, Let us now tell you the third generation of semantic scholar where it is coming up. So this is first generation, this is second generation, and parallelly a third generation tool they are trying to develop, not quite matured enough at this stage, but it has all kind of possibilities. So please go through all of these three generations of semantic scholar search engine to make your life easy. These are all LLM based search engine, and mostly they use either GPT 3.5 or GPT 3. GPT 4.0. So now you see I'm going to the third generation of this. So another tool they are trying to develop, that is AI2 Scholar QA. It's a beta version of course, but definitely within another 2-3 months it will be matured like anything. So here, what is the relationship between these three generations of semantic scholar? Here it's a key-based search engine, keyword-based search engine. I do have the support for TLDR as well as related paper. Here I can ask the typical research questions or a particular instruction I can give to find out the paper, even the way your question will be having more phrases, more technical terms, it will be more clear, and your more and more core papers you will be retrieving. So this particular thing, say what I said here, that list me a paper set of core paper. This is actually come the people call prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is nothing. Computer professionals always create big term. Don't go by that. Prompt engineering is means art of questioning. How clearly you are asking a particular question, and possibly some great philosopher, uh, Rousseau, I don't remember again. See, he said a very interesting thing, that the character of a person always reveals by the question he or she asks. So asking question is always an art. It was an art, it will be an art, and there nothing it actually matches with your computer skill, computing skill. That's why people are now talking about that science, technology, engineering, management should be mixed up with the arts and social science, because nowadays AI ML demands that kind of art of questioning that science people lack, and that social science and arts people are very conversant with. So try to utilize your this art of questioning skill to get better and better result out of this kind of search tools. So if we now go to the third generation of semantic scholar, here you can directly create a literature review. Say for example, if I create a prompt like this, can you generate a literature review taking into consideration only journal papers having DOIs. So don't think that you are writing paragraph, long paragraph is a wastage of time. The more and more you are clear in asking the question, the more and more good results you are going to find. So can you generate a literature review? I'm not searching documents anymore. I'm directly giving a task that generate a literature review taking into consideration only journal paper having DOIs and related to the following research questions. So what is my research question? Is it possible that India will enter into $5 trillion economy in recent future? So this is my research question, that is it possible that India will enter into $5 trillion economy in recent future? So forget about the political controversies associated with this question. Just take it as a pure research question from the point of view of an economist or a or a teacher or researcher with commerce background. And I am directly asking that don't give my literature, don't give me papers, list of papers, directly do a literature review for me for the journals which are having DOIs. That means so that I can check, because you see a lot of LLMs are there. You give, ask a list of papers, they will make up the DOIs and create a lot of false references. Many such cases happen, and as a reviewer I am getting that kind of non-existent DOI related paper every day almost. So be very very careful. So the moment you are saying this particular thing, now you see the task and process is completely different. It is getting the related references, 256 highly relevant paper passages, maybe coming from different kind of same paper. Almost 8 million plus open access paper it is using presently, although semantic scholar includes 230 million research paper, but that kind of a huge system requires time. So every 7 days it is increasing paper size by 1 million. Last week it was only 6 million or 6.5 million. It will take some time. Finally, it identified 42 highly relevant paper after re-ranking and aggregating. So this is all this task you were doing previously. Suppose you are collecting 100 papers, going through the abstract, then classifying, okay, these are the paper with high relevancy, these are mid-level relevancy, these are low relevancy. Then you go through high level first and come up out with your literature review. So you see now how in a controlled environment with a set of research paper, valid DOI, I can do the same thing. So this is actually the entire thing actually converted into, still it is working. So this is the section and subsection it created on the top of my research question. And when all 8 sections will be completed, it will inform you. And don't think that this is the final form of the system. They are also planning a kind of reference, not reference listing it can do presently, but reference exporting it cannot do yet. So reference exporting they are thinking in a big way. So in future entire literature review will be available in this form. And you can also ask that in-text citation must be in APA format or IEEE format and so on. So another 20 seconds remains, and then your report will be ready. Now the question comes to your mind that is uh, this invited speaker is talking about that you utilize this literature review as it is and submit your paper or submit your thesis. Not at all. If you are doing that kind of business, then you will be in trouble in future. This is all AI generated content. Any AI detection tool can detect that it is not written by you. My point is that you can utilize this generation for minimizing your intellectual labor in producing literature review. You are now getting an idea that there are 25 relevant references identified by this particular paper, and these are the 8 sections. What is the tone of writing of this particular paper, section? Then another section you can see that these are the references. Any of these references you can click and check whether it is exist or not, and you see the paper is coming from semantic scholar backend. So all the existence of the paper you can check. You determine that which particular viewpoint, which particular paper is going to help you as a direction. And that direction, don't think that task takes almost 3 to 4 weeks. Collect a set of paper, go through the paper, categorize and classify the papers into different groups, then again read the abstract, and finally prepare your draft one or version one of literature review. So that version one of literature review is ready within 3 4 minutes. Then on the top of this, you can refine it, you can add other paper, you can make it of your own. But the basic final version one draft is ready. That version may go through up to version 10 before incorporating the entire literature review inside your PhD thesis or journal paper. But the very first step is ready for you, and that very first step takes 3 to 4 weeks alongside your different other intellectual activities. So now you are reducing your 3 to 4 weeks of demanding intellectual labor time into 3 to 4 minutes only. I'm not advising at any point of time, don't misunderstand me, that these are ready to use for your research work. Not at all. That's why I'm giving you caution in each and every step that these are all experimental setup. These are doing things remarkably by utilizing controlled utilization of LLM, but handle with care. It can reduce and minimize your intellectual job, but finally what you will be producing in the form of your research paper and PhD thesis, you will be responsible. And once it is published, my dear friend, lifelong liability and responsibility lies with you. So again I am saying, utilize this kind of tools as a version 1, not as a ready draft for your final literature review. Okay, so these are the three generations of tool, and different other tools I can show you also. Elicit is there, Perplexity is there. I have gone through dozens of such LLM based tools, but these two are quite stand out in compare with others. My next favorite tool is Elicit, but Elicit provide you only literature review for the top 4 5 papers. And here you see it actually identified 470 papers. Out of it, the condition we have given that all DOI and highly relevant paper, it settled down with 25. On the top of this 25, we have created sections, and each sections you can also see that what are the references available, or what are the section things are available. Each of this paper you can click and check whether exist at all or not, because in case of LLM there is always a chance it is making up the things because of hallucination. But so far so good. It's a very very reliable tool. I am testing it for the last 3 4 months, and never I faced any kind of that kind of non-existent paper problem. So you can utilize it. Now, I'm coming to the last part of the today's talk. That is, I already told you about Zotero. Many of you are using it. If you are not using it, you are missing it. So those who are not utilizing Zotero, let me tell you that you can go to zotero.org and download it. It is available for me. It is showing Ubuntu as I am in Ubuntu operating system, but it is available for Windows, Linux, and iOS. So in case of Windows, it will give you download for Windows. You download it, double click it, it will be installed. You remember only one thing, that when you are installing it, your internet must be on, so that during the process it will collect a Java library from internet, and it will integrate. And then after your Jotero is installed, you open up your word processor. Jotero will be connected. Like here, all of my icons are there. In case of MS Word, there will be a tab called Jotero. Under the Jotero tab, you will be getting all of these icons. So your word processor is completely integrated with Jotero. Then how I am connecting Jotero with LLM, large language model? Here you see 2 3 things I want to show you. Particularly, Jotero has a lot of plugins, and just you note it down that what are the, because this recording is also this presentation is also recorded, but still I am asking you that some of the interesting plugins not listed in the Jotero official documentation. One is the linter, that can check automatically that whether your references are in correct in format or not. If not, it can change and rectify it. Second one, what I would like to tell you, that Jotero GPT. and the third one is Jotero reference. So Jotero GPT and Jotero reference developed by one and the same person, and it is available from here. Say, I just listed it off somewhere, but anyway, when you are trying to have something, you never find Zotero. So I'm searching Jotero GPT. So this particular person, Music Destiny, yeah. So this person developed different Jotero references, never included this, plugins inside the Jotero official documentation. He has got some, egoistic problem with the Jotero developer, but parallelly developing Jotero. Two of the, plugins you must have in Jotero. One is the Jotero reference. I'll show how it works, and second is the Jotero GPT. So first, you all know that how to install Jotero plugin. Simply download this XPI file. You click it. Here it will say that this latest release. You click the latest release. Right click the XPI value and save somewhere. Then after saving it, you come to your Zotero tools, plugins, and select that install plugin from files, then browse up to that directory, click it, it will be installed automatically. So this is the plugins I have installed. You can see linter, then open PDF, Jutilo, that is slightly different. I am not talking it. And Jotero GPT, Awesome GPT, both are available from this site. One is this Jotero reference, another is Jotero GPT. So both you download and you install. Now after installation, what will happen? Why I am saying you to install this one? Say for example, mm, okay. Say, for example, I have a collection of documents. Recently, we are doing actually did one study that LGBTQI based library services. So, a lot of gender related document we collected that biasness in our knowledge organization system. We never care any gender, either male or female. So that kind of gender biasness do exist in libraries, particularly knowledge organization system. That was our project. So out of that, I collected say a set of 44 number of references. Now I am going to show you that how to utilize this large language model inside Zotero, particularly through two plugins. One is Jotero reference, another is Jotero GPT, and both, as I said, it's available from here. Uh, you can write down this one. Control C. So this is the site. Okay. So let me show you first the Jotero reference. Why or how it can help me. For example, if I select this particular references, 44 references, Jotero allows me to collect the full text of the paper through this one, find full text. So I already run this find full text that whatever papers are available in open access or bronze open access, green open access, gold open access, it will fetch that particular record and it will connect. So I already am having some of the full text paper. Say this particular paper I want to open in PDF to read it. So Jotero not only gives you references, if you have PDF reader, you can open up a tab to read that PDF. Now you see this I can read in this fashion. So let me try another paper, slightly old paper. Let me take any recent paper with the PDF. I can always arrange Jotero by year wise. So this paper, let us see, is one of the mostly cited paper in this particular domain. Well, it is actually talking that the inconsistency of a subject indexing system like Library of Congress subject indexing system. B.M. Watson is presently a librarian of this Harvard, School of Law, quite famous all over the world. So now, according to this particular paper, there are how many references are there? Is there any references? Okay. So these are the references of this particular from this particular paper. Okay. Now, what Jotero reference can do, although this paper structure is slightly different, still let me try. Say I want to add a few references cited by BM Watson in my collection. So I have 40 phone number of papers. My objective is that I collected a full text PDF file. Then from this full text PDF file, I want to transfer some of the references to my 40 phone number of collection to make it 45, 46, 47, and so on. I don't want to add it by hand. I don't want to waste time. So this PDF reference, Jotero reference, what it can do, I can click references, I can refresh this button, and it will try to find out references listed in this particular paper. So now you see, it is extracting all of these references from this paper. Still it is doing, there are lots of references. So some it can fail, some it can get. So still it is doing. As I said that this reference is not in a typical format, as it is a what to say, not a published version, rather uh, a kind of what to say, peak print. So let me try with another one. It came actually, but it is taking time. Let me try with another one. It's a book actually. Let me try this one, whether it's a paper like structure. Yes, it has got references. Yes, so it's a typical paper, got different references. Some of the references I want to extract and include in my collection. So again, I am asking Jotero reference site. So now it is now able to extract all of these references out of this. Let me show you. So the first reference is Adler Mailer. So here Adler Mailer. And the moment I paste on this particular paper, it is actually giving me the abstract of this particular paper. And if I think, okay, by reading this abstract, this particular paper is worth, including in my collection, I can simply that show in Jotero. That means I am already having it in my collection. So that's why it is saying show in Jotero. If this paper is not having in my collection, then I can add it. So most of the different papers are marked in different color. So this particular paper I don't have in my collection. So this is paper is Indigenous Knowledge Organization System by Doyle. So I can import this paper into my collection. Then I can say that which collection you want, gender. So now if I come, you see that this particular paper actually came into my collection. If I go by the title, so in this way, any number of paper you can select from here. You click these references. One extracted, you don't have to do it much times, and then you can import into your collection. So this paper is what I imported. Just take a look that which particular papers you want to include it. Automatically my linter corrected that paper and already found the full text. So everything will be ready, and that particular paper is now available in my collection. So in this way, any number of paper you can select, you can extract references, and you can add one after another by reading the abstract. So in this way, you are having say 20 number of code documents. Each document is having 10 references. So 200 references you are having, out of which 25, 30 you can always import inside your code collection. So that is one of the beauty of this particular plugin. Still, it is AI managed, but not LLM managed. Now, suppose I am trying to show you another beautiful thing of this LLM integration. Say here, I have a collection of this one. This 77 number of papers. We are actually doing one particular paperwork for one journal. So 77 references we collected. Now I want to utilize inside my Jotero the LLM. So the moment I am having this Jotero GPT plugin, we can do here. I have I have prepared one particular note for you that how to do that particular steps in Jotero, step by step what you need to do. So here what you see first, that what we can do, I can say list all of my LLMs here. So these are the different LLM provider I am utilizing: Gork, Olama, Cerebras, and so on. Now say I want to use Gork. So the moment I give a forward slash, it is giving switch to, then my model, not model, it's LLM provider. So here the Gork is using, this is the base API. You need to have an API key. If you go to the steps are there, where to go and how to get API key. Then you can select your model. The list of model you will be available from this that particular manual, and you need to set temperature. Higher the temperature, more creative will be the system. So always try to keep your temperature very low, close to zero. It can range from 0 to 10. So close to zero I kept here, and I am utilizing God. So my system is all set now. I actually switch to Gork. Gork is now ready. And if I list now, what happens? So now you see Gork is now selected. Now to escape from here, you can press escape, it will go out. Now suppose here this particular five, six document, I want to, these are all related document related with some aspects of this paper. I want to make a literature analysis. I can click my Jotero GPT. So this is I have prepared what how it can be done in APA style. The moment I click it, what it will do, these 5 6 paper what I have selected, it will go through this particular paper from the metadata, that is title, abstract, other notes. It will create an abstract of this 5 paper, TLDR again, a kind of integrated summary. Then it will create one literature matrix where the highlighting different points related to this paper, what are the key finding, limitations, and so on. So again, I am saying that this you cannot utilize as it is basis. But again, before going through, suppose we always collect 100 papers, then on the basis of this 10 paper, we can actually divide this paper in this way. Say here I have collected, prepared some section, and each section contains 10 number of documents. So in this way, we can prepare different section. Each section we can check, list all of the paper, their key features, limitation, and different other key findings, methodology they followed in one table, and then I can decide that which paper finally needed to be included in my final collection for literature review. This we all do manually, but here you are taking the help of machine. By reading this literature metrics, you can identify, you can have an idea about these 5 papers I selected here, that what this papers all about, and then I can select another 5 papers also for doing the same job. Say now I am selecting, definitely these are all related, faceted classification. So I now want to do the same with this one. So I can do this. So this time it will include this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of paper, and it will create the literature matrix. So really helpful when you are spending hours and hours in literature review. um, Instead of that manual labor intensive literature review, you can always use this kind of LLM based tools. I prepared a manual for you. This manual I will distribute alongside this PPT, so that you can easily set your models, like yeah, different kind of quick commands, how to set your model, where to get the API key for any of this one, like Cerebrus or Gore, and then you can do by your own. And I have given a script what we are following here, myself and our scholars, so that we can prepare create a literature metric literature review in APA format. So steps also I have demonstrated. So that's all today for my side. It's the time is up to 4:30, I think. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please don't hesitate. What do you think? These are going to help you, this LLM in literature review?
Definitely, sir.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and in case of any problem that this is not happening, that is not happening, this